So if I'm a tired crew, believe your instincts. I am. And I'm sure many of you guys are too. And for some of us, conference season is still going on. I know I just got home for a short reprieve. I'm headed to another state industry conference to present later this week on workforce recruiting and development. But just like you, I am in the middle of that conference push where you can't give up. And we did a conference success series, and I know I've written some articles about it. Some other partners of mine have leveraged some of this content. We did a workshop on it, but I wanted to revisit it because it's super relevant, because one of the sections that we talked about was follow through, right? Preparing is kind of part one, showing up, and then also I always say good intentions don't pave roads. So we actually have to get to that part. So I'm going to cruise through some of the stuff that we had from our early presentation. And I just want to talk to you guys about the follow through part. And I'm happy to share this with you, share our whole video of our workshop if that's helpful for you. We have a walkthrough of this presentation that we're polishing up, and I'm happy to share that. But let's talk about the follow through, because I don't know about you, but I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I have client work, I have all the things, but I've got to do the follow up. And I'm excited about the follow up, but we need to have a plan. So we're going to leverage, I'm just going to share some of the insights that I shared prior. So have the bulk of the cleanup and the follow-up started before you even leave the event. And this year, my team and I've added some folks to my team, and we implemented a couple of new things that worked incredibly well. But while we were implementing this process, we were evolving and we were thinking about how do we optimize this again next year. So we actually had a system for, as I was collecting, and here I'll share with you like these, and I've already taken some of them out. These are all the cards, the notes, all the things that I have collected that I promised follow up on. So there is a lot, and I want as much of it as possible to be personalized and tailored and relevant, and either move a deal forward, offer some value to somebody, or get them in my pipeline so I can continue to be part of their ecosystem moving forward. So, but we had a system where I was either scanning the cards in or taking photos and using a tool that we use in-house, which is Slack, but you can easily use text messages. And I had my team back home receiving those. I was quickly dropping notes, sometimes even audio or video notes relevant to that contact before I forgot about that conversation and what we talked about or what that partnership opportunity was, and making sure I got that into them so they could be putting it into our pipeline and into our CRM and taking notes, so that then I could kind of clean my brain out and keep focused in the moment while I was there at the event. And so I already had marching orders, I had everything in our system, I had detailed notes by the time I got back, which was incredible. So here's some more post-event strategies. Get information into the CRM or the pipeline quickly, and then prioritize your tasks or leads. We actually had some quick, and I won't show you just because it has actual lead contact information, but we used emojis as part of, in our Slack communication channel. We had a specific channel, and I'm happy to show you guys that process one-on-one. I just don't want to share it because it has all of our information in it. But we use quick emojis to really categorize people. So we use a Dream 100 system within our company, so we know who those top priority clients and prospects are. Who is it that needs our help immediately, and they've indicated where they need help, that they're ready to really talk about moving forward, so we can prioritize that. So we had a couple different categories preset before I left, so I could quickly use emojis to let my team know where they needed to put them and how they needed to categorize them in our CRM, which was incredible. And then we already have a customer journey designed. We know what we want them to experience. We were actually sending out some resources that people requested while I was still gone. My team was able to help me do that and to really deliver on my promises while I was still out going from conference to conference, which was an incredible help, and it helped people move along that journey, get more value from us, know, like, and trust us more and what our team can do and the solutions we have, and even give them some resources to help them get a few steps further to where they want to be. We also have that journey continued mapped out on the backside as soon as I get back. So this is an example of what we use as a visual aid, and this is actually the clock model, and this is from a different presentation I gave last year at World of Asphalt, but we use this model in all of our client work. I like to roll it out flat like a roller. I know that there's some other authors that have used this process, but it's a great way to think about maybe at the conference they weren't even aware of me, or maybe they weren't even aware they had that problem until they saw that presentation, or they met me and we had a conversation. So that's where the awareness starts, but really being intentional about what does that process look and how do we move them forward in that so we can actually partner with them to solve a problem, blow them away with great results, help them grow their businesses, and then continue to move them through satisfaction, loyalty, and even advocacy. So we have this really mapped out, and when it comes to conference season, we know that we're plugging people into this customer journey, and we identify with that emoji system I used. You can use a different system where they fall into that, and so we know kind of where we need to give them value the next point. So then you should be creating content while you're out there, and the industry is getting so much better at this. So we're taking pictures, we're tagging each other. I know I had videographers come out, grab several of my presentation, grab some B-roll, and I was just having really great conversations. Once again, one of the things that I think I could have done better is after I have these conversations and insights, I like to record audio thoughts better than sitting and writing at that moment when I'm kind of tired and I've had a long day. So we are actually already designing and implementing a tool to help make sure that I can capture that stuff and get it back into documents that we can continue to create our content as soon as we leave. One of the things was with PAVEX being a brand new conference this year, I was really thinking about what is this experience like? How is it unique and how is it different? Because I had a lot of people asking me, tell me what it's like. Everyone that wasn't going wanted a report back. So we're actually building that content out right now. And we're also building out how are we going to deliver it to people. They asked for this. We want to share it. It's something that we can add that's valuable, as well as we consider PAVEX and the team that's managing that, Jessica and Amy, great partners and people we love to support in the industry. And it's value that we can bring. So that's one piece of content strategy that we're working on. But really, you should be able to create months worth of content that's relevant. And since our industry is so cyclical over the course of a year, that content can be plugged back into your content calendar as we approach conference season next year. It might be relevant to go back and highlight some of those experiences and what you expect to change from this year to the next year. One of the things we're thinking about integrating in is predictions. What do we think we're going to see at conferences in the coming year? And then talking about our hits and our misses. Where were we spot on? Maybe where were we off a little bit? So there's a brief tie-in to that third part of our conference success webinar and series that we did. I hope that this is helpful. I hope that it keeps you inspired. Sit down. I've got cards all over my desk right now and continuing to move those in. Block out time in your calendar when you get back, even if it's in small chunks, to make sure that you keep that customer journey moving. And hopefully you had a system in place to help make it easier so that when you got back, you could still stay on top of that. Hope this was helpful, and make sure that you connect, you follow us, and if you listen to podcasts, you can always find me at The Contractor's Daughter, We have the whole conference series on there. We have our growth strategy process that's tailored for, it's custom made for our clients that we use. That whole series is on there. Tons of information about some of the topics that I was actually speaking about. And you can always connect with me on LinkedIn. I have tons of resources and information that I'm happy to share with you there, including everything you need to build a conference success strategy inside of your business.